responsibilities towards our parents or that we abandon them to their fate. But this is not what he means. Jesus himself entrusted his mother to John, his disciple, when he was on the cross. He did not leave her helpless. The Apostle Paul also teaches that families must look after our widows. It is a Christian responsibility as children. Taking care of elderly parents is a duty of every disciple of Christ. But let us remember that Jesus is responding to the hearts of his interlocutors. From Jesus' response to this man we can understand that he, believing himself to be very sagacious, had given a supposed reason for not immediately following Jesus that he thought would make him not look so bad in the face of his refusal to follow Jesus. In reality, this man's sincere response to Jesus' call was, "I don't want to go with you, I don't want to follow you." But he disguised his heart and his priorities behind a socially and religiously acceptable reason. Burying his father first, fulfilling the mandate to honor parents, was undoubtedly a good reason to legitimately postpone the call of Jesus. But Jesus detected that it was an excuse, so he discovered it and betrayed him. With the answer he gave him, the spiritually dead have their priorities distorted, to the point of putting other things above the kingdom of God. You are behaving with these excuses or pretexts as one of them. You don't want to look good to everyone, but put your priorities in order. Being a disciple of Jesus will involve putting your priorities in order. Because for the disciples the most important thing in life is Jesus. How many times have we not done the same as this man? We make socially and religiously acceptable excuses for not committing ourselves as disciples of Jesus. 846. They tell us, "Brother, would you like to disciple or be discipled? Would you like to be in a small group? Would you like to serve in this or that? Would you like to visit this brother?" And we don't really want to. That's what's in our hearts. But since we don't want to look so bad by revealing our real heart, we make excuses or reasons such as, "I don't have time. I work late. I end up very tired. I have nowhere to leave my children. Gasoline is expensive. Sundays are the only day we can wash and tidy the house." All these reasons sound socially acceptable to us and we silence our conscience with them. But Jesus tells us, "Let the dead wash their clothes on Sunday. Let the dead prefer their entertainment and relaxation to serving in the kingdom. Let the dead make excuses as priorities for not following me. You come and proclaim the kingdom of God." It's not that it's wrong to wash clothes or take a break from work. It's not that it's bad to have some relaxing family time. The problem is that we often make these excuses as acceptable reasons for not truly following Jesus. But the Lord tells us that his disciples need to order his priorities with the values of the kingdom. This goes straight to our hearts. Each of us who consider ourselves disciples of Jesus must ask ourselves, am I making excuses as priorities? Do I really disguise the disorder of my priorities with excuses that look like pious actions? Jesus calls us to be dedicated disciples, because for disciples, the most important thing in life is Jesus. But the passage still tells us a third interaction of a person with Jesus. Luke 9:61-62 tells us, "Another affirmed, 'I will follow you, Lord, but first let me say goodbye to my family.' Jesus answered him, 'No one who looks back after putting his hand to the plow is fit for the kingdom of God.'" This candidate for disciple seems to be very determined to follow Jesus, and I told him, "I will follow you, Lord." But after thinking about it a little, he goes back on his decision and but appears. But first let me say goodbye to my family. It's a yes, but not yet. An indecision. And being a disciple requires total surrender. A determined decision to follow Jesus. A decision like, there is no turning back. Again, we may think that Jesus' words are very harsh or extreme. But let us remember that Jesus is responding to this person's hidden indecisive heart.